How would you like a guaranteed 20% return on your investments? Is that too good to be true? Of course not! Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Money Talk with Hermie! My name is Herman, but everyone here calls me Hermie. As you probably have guessed, today's topic is about RESPs. If you're expecting a child soon, or have a child or young children in your family, then pay attention! But before I get started, I just want to let you know that I started a new Instagram page, which is right here, and I have a Facebook page as well. Please go there and give me a like. The links to those socials are down in the description box. Without further ado, let's get started. So what exactly is an RESP? An RESP stands for Registered Education Savings Plan. The whole purpose of it is to save money for your child's education. It is a registered account that is eligible for government grants, such as the Canada Education Savings Grant, CESG for short. The money inside account grows tax-deferred, and then it's later taxed at the student's hands. The account is also eligible for a wide range of investment products, such as stocks, bonds, GICs, funds, and various other types of investment. Before I get into the nitty-gritty details, I'm just going to give you some quick stats. This is provided by Stats Canada. As you probably all know, education is very expensive here in Canada, and every year it goes up. As a general rule of thumb, it is 2 times the rate of inflation. For instance, if inflation was 1%, then you can safely assume the cost of education will go up by 2%. So the cost of education from 2020 to 2021 for an undergrad program roughly rose around 1.7%. Across Canada, it roughly costs $6,500 per year. For a graduate program, it's about $7,300 and it's up 1.6% from last year. Just to give you guys some context, my younger sister goes to a big university in BC and she's in a BBA program, Bachelor for Business Administration. It costs her about $4,000 per year and she needs to go to school for 4 to 5 years depending on how many courses she takes. So wrap it all up, her very expensive piece of paper would roughly cost $16,000 to $20,000. If your child is thinking about pursuing an even higher education such as a master's or a doctorate, you might need even double or triple that amount of money. Like all things with money, you should always be given an option to do what you want. Some people might be discouraged to pursue a higher education because of lack of funding, they don't want to get student loans, or maybe their circumstances just cannot allow them to do so. With an RESP, these issues may be eliminated altogether. So how do you go about opening an RESP? It's actually very easy. All you really need is your SIN number and the child's SIN number. You can go into any financial institution and they'll be able to open it for you free of charge. You can also actually go to scholarship plan dealers and open one there as well. They also offer group RESPs, but I'm not going to dive too much into what scholarship plan dealers are because they're a little bit archaic in my opinion and the fees are quite high. They also have very restrictive policies on top of the governmental restrictions already. Contrary to popular belief, you actually don't need to be the parent of that child to open up the RESP. You could be a friend, the aunt, the uncle, or you could be the very rich stranger down the road who just wants to help out. However, family RESPs can only be opened by the parents or the grandparents of the children. The children, when added, must be under the age of 21, and family RESP can cover multiple children within the family. So remember what I said earlier about getting that guaranteed 20% on your investments? It comes in the form called Canada Education Savings Grant. This is provided by the Canadian government matching 20% of your contributions, which is up to $2,500 per child per year, up to a maximum of $7,200 per child. So for those who are bad at math, that's $500 per year the government will contribute. If the child is from a lower or to middle class income family, they could also be eligible for something called the Canada Learning Bond, CLB. This will top up your RESP on top of the CESG by up to $2,000 per child. Here are some things you need to keep in mind when opening an RESP. The child must be under the age of 17 in order for them to take the benefits of the CESG. There is a lifetime maximum of you contributing $50,000 per child. Unlike the RRSP, unfortunately your contributions inside the RESP is not tax deductible for you. The RESP can stay open up until the end of the 35th year. And then from there you can contribute up to 31 years after you first opened it. The RESP is unfortunately non-transferable unless it's to another sibling within the family. Here are some drawbacks about an RESP that you may not have known. it can be quite difficult to withdraw due to the restrictive nature of governmental policies. This is meant for your child's education, so they want to prevent meddling as much as possible. There are lots of tax penalties and grant clawbacks if you were to withdraw the money early, especially if it's not for the use of the child's education. The CESG grants are only limited to $7,200 per child. I mean, if you're gonna give me free money, you might as well give me free money for a long time. And of course, there's always the question about whether your child is going to go to school. Here's the 3 things that you need to bear in mind about your funds inside the RESP. Your own contributions can be transferred to your RRSP tax deferred. The government grants,
all of it,
needs to be repaid back to them. The investment gains, on the other hand, are taxed at your hands. So if you have a sizable gain, then good luck. Here are some rules about withdrawing money from your RESP. Only the account holder, so basically the person who opened the account, can withdraw money from the RESP. You must provide an enrollment letter from a post-secondary institution such as a trade school, college, technical college, university, etc. Your own contributions from the RESP can be sent to you or your child. The grants and any gains that happened inside the RESP can only be sent to your child, and it will be taxed at their hands, meaning it will not go through your hands. There's a $5,000 withdrawal limit on grants and gains for the first 13 weeks of the school year. If you're in a part-time program, that's $2,500. After the 13th week, you can withdraw as many of those gains or grants as you want. There are no limits on the amount of money you can withdraw from your own contributions in the RESP. Here's a strategy that I recommend to my clients when I open an RESP for them. This is in order to maximize the CESG grant from the government, also known as free money. Just as a quick refresher, the government will match 20% of your contributions up to $2,500 per year for your child. Your contribution room accumulates every single year up until the end of the year for your child's 17th birthday. So with that in mind, you should contribute $2,500 per year for 14 years in order to maximize the CESG, which is $500 per year the government give you. Then on the 15th year, you'll contribute an extra $1,000 in order to get the maximum, which is $7,200 worth of CESG over the course of the years. Now, if you've started late or if you've missed some contributions, that's totally okay. So you can actually play catch up 1 year at a time by contributing more than $2,500. You don't actually have to limit yourself to $2,500. If you want to contribute more than that, you're more than welcome to, but you will not get that 20% match if you have no catch-up to play. Now here's another really smart thing I recommend to new parents or parents who are expecting. Instead of asking for gifts and things for your babies during baby showers, maybe ask for a contribution to your RESP. That way you can really take advantage of the CESG grants as well as fund your child's RESP going forward. So that's it, guys. That was my high-level overview on what an RESP is. There's actually a lot of jargon and terms and really difficult language that they use. Even advisors like me sometimes get confused what the contributions are or who the subscriber or account holder is. So I eliminated those out just to make it easier for everyone to understand. If you found value in this video and you learned something new or I've planted the seed, go down there and give me a like. Right next to it is the subscribe button. Please hit that button as well as with a little ding 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 next to it. It lets the YouTube gods know that I am doing well. Please share with your friends, family about how great this channel is, how funny I am. If you have more specific questions on how an RESP works, feel free to go into the description box, send me an email, DM me on Instagram or Facebook, or you could just leave a comment down below and then I'll get back to you. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you guys next time on Money Talk with Ermi. Bye.